But as you can see, Whale Sawan is recording.
Exactly. I knew it.
Cold open. We are in a serene area. Helen, what do you think?
It is a lush Vietnamese jungle where the sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves fill the air. We hear the distant laughter of playful dolphins as they leap out of a nearby river. Come on, dolphins, work with me here. I'm trying to boost Wi-Fi signal from Darren's bind. Where am I?
Well, Helen, thanks for living in my bins next to my quirky structure of bamboo and coconut. You've been here for a long time now. What is it, 20 years you've been living in these bins?
I think it's about 6 weeks.
Time flies, doesn't it? Ring, ring,
Apparently.
ring, ring.
Oh, the phone's working.
Brilliant, finally. Well, Helen, it's been great to have you here all these many years. Your tech haven is the jungle's finest. What are you fiddling with there?
It is a vintage rotary phone. I am attempting to boost the Wi-Fi signal to it from my jungle neighbour's abode. I have quirky phone accessories including coconut chargers and bamboo phone cases. Now, how do I make this thing connect to the coconut network?
Swing.
What?
My bloody head.
Ham Jr.? What in the heck happened to you? You are dishevelled, apparently in your late 20s, dragging a limp body wrapped in seaweed behind you. The body has gills, is green, and it certainly looks like it's seen better days. What the heck happened to you, and who is your new friend?
I need Wi-Fi.
Ham Jr., we'll have to figure out what's going on with your new friend here. But first, let's get him some Wi-Fi. You never know when Gills might need to stream cat videos. Fiddle, fiddle, fiddle. Here's a makeshift Wi-Fi setup I've just put together using bamboo. The creature looks a bit like what was Assistant Ham.
Oh, the bittersweet irony. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. Mum, you won't believe it. I found Assistant Ham in the river, and he's all aquatic and stuff.
Ham, where have you been, sausage? Outside the dolphins are playing. Can you see them, my son, Ham?
Yes, I can, Mother.
Last seen drowning. They are beautiful, and they're literally just dolphins.
Could they be spies for the tech-resistant tribe, what I saw just a little bit further down the river, Mum?
No, I know they have been tasked with monitoring the activities of Helen and my digital tribe, but I don't think it's related. Silence. Can you see that? There is a whale. It is named Sawan, and it is shedding a single tear.
Maude, it's a Bongo Cast beneath the stars in the Grand Canyon's embrace. Toddy and Maude, a love that can be erased. Morg and Keith are wrapped in slumber sweet song. Bart is growing in as the night lingers on. A morning arrives with the canyon's radiant glow. Toddy and Maude, their love begins to show as Joss out for breakfast with his wise eyes open. Dreams and reality on this thrilling ride. At the canyon summit, they reach their goals. Life's complexity they cannot control. A stretcher, a helicopter, and questions arise as Maude stands strong and the scene intensifies. Ned and Home are gazing at the canyon's vast span. Sunset paints the sky, nature's artistry in hand. Flanders contemplates, friendships tried and true, and their wives hold the keys to what they'll pursue. It's the Maude Flanders Interweb Museum, episode 1. Who would have thought it? The very first episode.
And the last.
Who would have thought it so late in the day?
Exactly. Last ever episode.
Ding dong. Oh,
there's someone at the door.
Well, there is someone at the door. Let's open it up. Right underneath where we've got Welcome to the Maude Flanders Museum. It's going very well, actually. Episode 6 and barely a glitch in the matrix at this point. Just wonderful helpers, really.
Yeah, no haps have been missed. It's been
exactly
literally nothing has gone wrong.
And here now we're opening up the Wet Panther exhibit. Oh, the lights are flickering. Oh, good Lord. What's that man in a black wetsuit jumping out of the case?
Greetings, museum goers. I am Wet Panther, the one and only. As you can see, my name is exactly what it says it is. I am here to give you a tour of the most exciting and wettest exhibits this museum has to offer.
Oh, good Lord. Crowd, calm down, calm down. He's just a wet panther. I don't think he's dangerous.
Insert panther noise.
Here is a tank of water with various aquatic creatures swimming inside. First up, we have the wet panther aquarium, filled with some of the most dangerous and slippery sea creatures you've ever seen. But don't worry, I'll keep you all safe. Winks at camera.
Wet panther, please show us around.
I am. Come on.
Who the hell is that guy, brother two?
I have no idea, brother one, but he's certainly drawing a crowd. Maybe we should just give him a job.
Tour guide?
Let's make him, I'm back.
How about we make him curator of cosmic whimsy?
Sure, why not?
Oh, well, that's gone well. Wet Panther, will you become a curator of cosmic whimsy for us, please?
Yes.
And also,
Yes.
if you could sort out the cutlery while you're there.
Okay.
Sponsors. In the heart of Manchester, a working-class son, Joey Chapman, the journey had begun. Ashamed of his father, no silver spoon in sight, but respect would come later, in the clear daylight. At university, Joey met his wrestling mate, Kenneth Critchin, a connection that would change his fate. Grandson of Lord Falsworth in his family's manor, a secret was revealed, a hero's legacy to honour. Kenny's late uncle, the valiant Union Jack, and Ken's mother Spitfire, who never turned back. But the black sheep Lord Falsworth, a brother so sly, Baron Blood, a vampire in disguise. Oh my! With a plan to turn his brother into the undead, Montgomery condemned to an eternity, it is said. Joey stepped up and took Kenneth's place, no lack. As Union Jackie, he'd protect and never look back.
Backy. Sponsor. King Louis XIV of France. Why did King Louis XIV of France always bring a mirror with him to court?
You see his reflection?
Because he wanted to make sure he was the Sun King and not just a moonlighting monarch.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Any more jokes about King Louis XIV?
no, just the one. I'll give you another sponsor though. China Aviation Oil. Why did China Aviation Oil bring a parrot to the office?
I don't know.
Because they wanted it, teach it to say squawk by jet fuel, squawk, cheeky bastard. Oh, an onion, winner of Crane Scepter, etc.
Sponsor to the CG Chuff World of Poetry. In the world of poetry where words freely flow, the CGG Chuff, a true maestro, you know, a poet and connoisseur, grave is his delight, former laureate of Wigan, a beacon in the night, democratic and rational, a realist he stands, a real gone cat with creative hands. His last poem spoke of a ladder secure and true, a mineral foundation, a poetic view. Liberal recipes in a cookbook's embrace, low-cost ingredients and culinary grace. Omnicook, the machine, versatile and grand, replacing gadgets in the kitchen, just as planned. Unique systems for grinding, hands steady and wise. Safety first, let's not compromise. Code validation early and neat, protecting about hostiles, a solid feat. JDK's APIs, Bounty Castle encryption. That's signature engines in the cryptographic trance. From pleadings to rates, they take the stance. In this world of knowledge, they advance and enhance.
Sponsor. Haster, the half-brother of Cthulhu.
Nice. I just need to tell that.
Okay, why did Haster open a bakery? To make sure everyone got their daily dose of carb Cthulhu intake. Pause for laughs.
Do you have any sponsor race for us, Zaz? What's that, Wet Panther? What's that you say, Wet Panther? Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue that counts. That's very wise. Very wise indeed.
Exactly. I am wise.
But
And wise.
have we got any sponsor race?
We have. We certainly have. Shortest one ever. You'll be happy to know.
I would be unhappy to know.
We're really stretching out the themes now.
Category is Maude's favorite foods. Serving a gown made entirely of tahini, Mary Lude. Oh fuck, it's a reveal. Mary has flung her dress inside out to reveal a gorgetastic caviar gown. You better fucking work, Mary Lude. Serving unflavored non-fat ice milk, Vince Vaughn. Serving plain bread with a glass of water on the side for dippin', it's the Devon maid. Serving the forbidden fruit, also known as tub after tub of high-fat chocolate ice cream, Rex Woofington. Serving a personalized omelette with a light jazz kombu, it's death. And lastly, serving cucumbers with cottage cheese, also known as nachos Flanders style, it's our zazz.
Hello, it's me, Grogalipow, and this is my drag race or whatever. Is the bus still running? This week's recap is as follows. The Maxi Challenge was to create, learn and then perfect an interpretive dance detailing a key event in the life of Michelle Visageye. Me, Maude Flanders, or whoever. The holiest roller, unsurprisingly, was the Devon Maid. The two wettest blankets of the week were Vince Vaughn and Nathan Zazzoliri. The Devon Maid had to Fland Ball against the secret Fland Ball assassin, Dave the Calculator. The Devon Maid won and chose to give Vince Vaughn the boot. So long, VV. In the rumpus room. Death received a message from his friends and family back home which brought him to tears. Mary, Lude, and Rex Woofington had a huge to-do, and Mary threatened to drown Rex in the ocean. Zaz slapped Vince Vaughn. The end. Groggily.
Category is
Short and bitter.
It does sound like the Twin Peaks Wow Lynch Wow guy, doesn't it?
Well, that's right. Yeah, guy. Give me a number between 1 and 300.
104.
Springfield Theory. Homer Simpson is in his own Truman Show, and he's gone insane from decades of it. That is why Homer can get away with anything. His entire reality is geared around keeping him safe. Maude cracked under pressure and left years ago, and that's why Marge keeps returning to him. Real relatives need the money.
I like this. I like this theory, however incorrect it may be. I do like the idea that only certain people, Maude, and then Bleeding Gums Murphy, Frank Grimes, etc., crack under pressure and have to leave the show, which is probably accurate, especially for Grimy. And it does make sense for Maude as well, that she would just be like, you know, this is not, whatever contract I've signed, this is not worth it. We've talked about, when we looked at the adverts, we talked about the possibility that they are all not a Truman Show, but just a show. Like, they are all filming within this cartoon world they live in. They are all actors within the Simpsons show.
Yes.
Because they promoted Butterfinger and the likes.
We dropped that pretty quick, didn't we? We dropped that meta, where there was a couch world and there was an advertisement world.
Yes, maybe it'll be all that next season. Who knows?
No, God, no.
But yeah, I like that idea. I like the idea if that was the case. His mother also snapped under pressure and left.
Is his real mother?
Who's to say why can't we reshape this and have it so Maude is the star of her own Truman Show and she just left halfway through
and joined her own? She's got a spin-off.
Yes, 1 man, 2 man.
Doesn't make sense if she knows though, does it not?
No, it does not.
Oh.
In a sense, maybe it's like a Westworld thing. Maybe she woke up or whatever, like coma dream, boring. But we're just continuing to see the world she left behind.
Marge's Ladder, isn't it?
Exactly. Is that the next big episode we're going to look at is called Flanders Ladder.
Right, and is it based on the fever dream that is Jacob's Ladder?
Kind of, but there is also quite literally a
big old ladder
that starts the story in the episode that is Flanders, belongs to Flanders.
Well, I mean, that's good. I think I'm not as interested in this theory because even if it were true, Maude's just a very minor character in it. She's just you could definitely imagine that she just got a bit haughty and she's like, nah, I'm not doing this anymore. Gotta leave. But she would have, but to kill her off in such dramatic fashion, I mean, that's, that's kind of fun. And in many ways, it's kind of what happened, right? That Roswell was like, I'm not doing this anymore. So they literally killed her off in dramatic fashion. So
yeah, I think what happened actually was the Fox people said to her, "You're not doing this anymore." I don't think she said, "I'm not." But yeah, it's kind of like when a soap star quits and they say, like, "Kill me off, so I have no way of coming back if I."
Like when Joey goes down the lift shaft in as Dr. Drake Ramore's in Friends.
Exactly, just like that. You'd have to have a pretty damn good reason to do it as well, to put somebody in their own Truman Show.
The death of Dr. Drake Ramore.
As a friend and as your brother.
Oh, Drake. I love you, Drake.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, no! Drake, look out! Did they just kill off Joey?
No!
Now maybe.
Hollywood handshake.
It's very Maude, isn't he? That situation.
Yeah. Clip one. Well, how do you give the good people some context for this ongoing
journey?
Yeah.
This is the last one. This is our last foray into Fland Canyon. But I will say that there are four. We call it the quadrant here at the Maude Cast.
quad.
This is the first of a quadrant of Maude episodes that are similar to this in that she is all over them.
Nice. Clip one. It's season 27, episode 19. There is night. They are snuggled in Grand Canyon sleep. Toddy and Maude, Kaching, are snuggled up in sleeping bag Morg, and Morg and Lisa in their together. Bart and Rod get their own. There is quiet, mysterious music. Barn is groaning, I repeat. When Toddy sits up, he is agitated, noising and whirling his hands. Maudie sits up. They're all awake now. Oh no, the poor thing, Maudie looks at woken Simpsons. They say they do not know what is happening. Lisa is afraid. Oh, the poor thing gets night terrors. His eyes are the too far gone kawaii Todd eyes. I forgot to say good morning to the mailman. Maude swoops in. Todd begins to comedically punch the air. As Maude informatively tells us, he's not awake, but he's not asleep. As she holds the TFG, Todd. Do your kids get that? Asks a not funny Maude in a not funny scene. I will now that I know what they are, says L. Simpson girl.
Accurate. Not funny, but pivotal for us. Initially, when it shows it, I thought there was like 7 or 8 people sat with them because of the blurriness of this clip I provided, but it's just mules.
Yes.
We are now literally mirroring the Flimpsons with the positioning of like Marge, Todd, and Rod just being like flipped for Marge, Lisa, and Bart. Kaching, probably. So that's fun. That's what we used to bang on about, isn't it? About them being a mirror.
Yes.
Now they are kind of a mirror, but flipped.
They haven't used it for a while. It's a good old trick that they brought back.
Yes, well, she's been dead for 20 years.
Well, it's not my fault.
I think she's not awake, but she's not asleep is Maud's most Lynchian line, probably.
I think
that
so.
We've seen so far. I quite like this scene. I like that it's sort of it's not funny, but I like it. It's a horrific glimpse into what the Flanders deal with every night, and it seems relatively unfair if this is the norm. Why they're making Rod share a room with him?
Have we come across this before at all, or is this brand new?
This is brand new, but we will see it again. We will see a specific nightmare of Todd's.
Right? A Toddmer.
Yes, exactly.
Todd, of course, means death in German.
It does, and it means shit in whoever says that. I can't remember.
Geordie.
Yes.
Bob Mortimer says it.
It's Bob Mortimer, isn't it? Yeah, once again, she's showing. Maybe it's because he's smaller, but he's not. Sometimes Todd is the older kid, but Maude is showing preference here by, like Rod's just sleeping on his own.
I disagree. Todd is never the older kid.
I think he is early on. I'm pretty sure they say it's probably a mistake, and they also have the wrong voices sometimes early on. Like Rod is Todd and Todd is Rod.
Right.
But,
who does the voice? Are they both Harry Shearer?
Yes, they are all Hank Azaria. Now Rod is Milhouse, Pamela Hayden, and Todd is Nancy Cartwright.
Okay.
Who's Bart Simpson on the show. Yeah, maybe it's just she's prepped for this night terror, but she's snuggled up to Todd protectively, and Rod is just on his own, and they're just sleeping on the floor of the Grand Canyon.
Yes, what fun.
Yeah, what an adventure and a memory for her to just have to herself and never bring up.
Exactly. Was it not in one of her diaries?
It's probably been in about 5.
Well, I think this is a revelation, isn't it, that their house is disturbed by night terrors. Do you think that he's the only one?
Yes, I think it's very Todd as well. I think it's a nice new character addition for Todd that he would have night terrors.
I think
seems
so.
the most fitting. Rod, it's surprising. I can't believe they just didn't go for them both having night terrors, to be honest. And then
I can't believe it's not Butcher.
I can't believe it's not Uta. When Todd starts punching the air, it would have been a good time for Rod
night terrors.
Exactly. When Todd starts punching the air, it would have been a fun time for Rod to start his own.
Oh yes,
so she's got like her hands full of terrified Flanders boys.
I think that's much more like a Family Guy thing or a Maude Cast thing.
Yes.
Where one of them
Then
starts off with the night terrors and she goes over and says, it's just the night terrors, don't worry. And then the other one starts. And maybe if
Yes.
there were 3 or 4 children, they all started.
Yes, and one would start just farting and slapping people.
And his troons would fall comedically
Yes.
to the ground.
Todd Jr.
Clip 2.
Yes.
It is morning. We see the same sleepers. TFG Todd is now calmed down and hoodling up to Maude's hand sweetly. Breakfast time, shouts jackass Homer, and all the wide eyes jump up Simpsons and Flanders and a gently smiling Maude. The men have dreamed up a green supper of chicken and canned angles that only one can dream of. Come and get it, shouts Spinal Tap Ned. Is this a dream, I say? It must be a dream.
It is not a dream. They've just, I think, when we saw the Tom Cruise billionaire stuff like 4 weeks ago,
Right.
bear in mind that within this episode was like 10 minutes ago. So I think they found them. And I think they just found like the remnants that they'd left behind, and it was all like billionaire food, which would explain the
Right.
next clip a bit better. What do I have to say about this one?
What do you have to say about that?
The music in it is the only note I made. That is it called Clair de Lune?
Oh yeah, by
Clair.
Duchamp, Dukowski.
Exactly. That seems to be playing over the top of
Derrida.
this scene. Yes. And they use it a lot in later Simpsons, and I don't know if it's like their own version, like the Cape Fear one, where it's only very slightly changed.
Oh right,
or
yeah.
whether they just use it all the time, but it appears a lot in like later day Simpsons.
Right.
But it's nice music. But it's just strange that they started using one specific piece of music that wasn't theirs all the time.
It is indeed. I'm going to
that is-
report them to the copyright agency.
Yes. The only thing, this is the only time in Maude's life, I think, that hearing Homer Simpson's voice resulted in her waking up with a smile.
I mean, it's
the only-
delightful, isn't it? There's no way they would have expected that.
No. The only thing, I think breakfast time is the only thing he could have shouted that would have resulted in that, other than maybe like, Jesus is here.
Mule stampede.
Yes. Everybody down.
Everybody
There's very
down.
few things that would have resulted, like, considering the night terrors sleeping outdoors in the Grand Canyon after like getting lost. They seem to have slept very well, and she's woke up pleasant. She woke up unscared and smiling.
Pleasant, isn't it? You can't imagine that. Surely you'd be bleary-eyed after a night in the Grand Canyon at minus 60 degrees and night terrors from all of your children.
Seems that way, but again, we've filled in accidental backstory in to make this scene make more sense. And that our Maude would just be used to this kind of stuff. Like, as you said about riding a mule recently, these are things, maybe not the Grand Canyon, but she slept on like a sleeping bag outside before as a Fargo, North Dakota, Springfield Township.
Of course. This stuff is ingrained in her. She's not even slightly but troubled by this.
No, this is not her first Maudio.
No, absolutely not. Clip 3.
This is not a dream.
Clip 2. Clip 3. Clip 3. They hungrily run to the table. There's a tablecloth. Oh, tablecloth, says Marge. Caviar, says Maude. They are delighted.
They sure are. This is a very caviar. The line caviar delivery is not very Maudie, I will say.
No, God, no.
It's very just. It kind of just sounds like Maggie Roswell, which is she's had a lot to do this week, so I'll give her.
I think it's an Easter egg. I think they probably was more like Maggie Roswell is probably known around the office for like gorging on caviar, and it's like, tell you what, Maggie, wink, wink. When we say caviar, do it in your normal voice.
Yes, wink.
Something for the fans.
That's her breakfast every morning. She demands caviar of a worth of $4,000 upwards, but not below.
But not below.
Not below. Never
not
below.
Not a second less.
So yeah, that threw me off because she's been doing a fine old job this episode with the Maude lines. I think the mothering the kids all night as Todd screams probably bonded Marge and Maude a bit more than they were at the start of this episode, where she's judging them, because she got very lucky here that, considering the look that Maude gave Marge in that restaurant when Bart wouldn't say thank you, her kid is now screaming them all awake at like 3 o'clock in the morning, so she's got nothing, got no legs left to stand on.
I think she'd probably think like this isn't a coincidence that this kid has at night terrors. That's through her traumatizing him with too much Jesus.
Yes, considering the night terror is about forgetting to say God bless the mailman.
Yes, that would be judgmental rain down on her. So maybe there's so much judgment that it turned to pity on Marge's side.
Maybe, or maybe she's just too damn tired to
TFD, too far tired.
isn't God against that kind of stuff.
Exactly. What does Wet Panther think?
Right. There's some fish here.
Anything else you want to? Anything else you want to add? Cliff, what? Iconic. We may never find.
Yeah.
We never find out just how delightful that caviar is, because right now they're the back at the top of the canyon, heading back to the car, and it is quite the scene. A man on a stretcher being lifted by a helicopter. I ask, is he the guide? And if so, what of his donkey? Dead. 2 ambulances. Cop type talking to Ned. Maude just standing with the kids like she ain't know nothing. And the Simpsons by the car. Quirt the acne. Little Yoda Todd. Did I miss something? I ask on rewatch. I did not.
You did not. Yeah, I only realised I've seen this probably quite a lot for a new Simpsons adventure, and never paid attention to the fact that it's the guide in that helicopter until I was doing these notes, because it's not the Maude part of the frame. So I just never looked. But yeah, that's
I only look at the parts of the frame that Maude's in as well. Isn't that amazing?
That is an odd coincidence. They
I hope nothing fun's going on in the top corner. Out of a horrible moment, there's little bit of beauty. I hope everyone took that.
the first like 10 seconds of that second video I sent you of him just doing an impression of it are amazing.
Yoda Todd, did I miss something on rewatch? I think not. Yoda Todd.
I don't think that's the thing. I think he's just wrapped in a blanket for warmth because of the experience. Yoda Todd. Yeah, I think he's just cold.
Richard Simmons. Yoda Todd. Yoda Todd. Yoda Todd. Yoda Todd.
Yoda Todd.
Yoda Todd.
Yeah, I don't know if you got any of it, but I think he's just cold. And they just didn't put the usual lines there that they do.
Richard Simmons.
Sure.
Yoda Todd.
Exactly.
Clip 5. Ned and Homie looking over the sun setting of the Grand Canyon and stretching. Flanders, it says, like all friendships between men, it's up to our wives. Boo, I say boo. 2018. 2018 Simpsons, boo.
Yes, dull wife chat. Yeah, boo. Boo indeed.
Lazy wife chat.
Yes. It's also, it's untrue. Like, the friendship between these two families is clearly in the Home and Ned ballpark, not the Maude ballpark.
Absolutely.
So what you're saying is lazy and untrue.
Lazy and untrue.
I don't even think they would have, even if, let's say, Marge and Maude were best friends, I don't think Homer and Ned spending more time together in, like, dinners and evening party situations would have made them any closer anyway.
No.
I think it would have driven them further apart. And that's a wrap for Fland Canyon for Maude. That's no big last line, no big dramatic. See you again, Maude. It's been nice to have you around. Just
see you in 25 years. Just a mouthful of caviar and some night terrors. That's what I'm taking with me from this horrific incident.
The journey that was, but was never.
The journey continues. Ding dong, ding dong. Oh,
who is it? The door.
Are you ready to open the museum today?
Yes, but I'm a bit concerned about the new exhibit we have.
What exhibit?
The room that came to.
What's that?
It's a room that mysteriously appeared in the museum overnight.
And?
What do you mean? And is that not enough for you? It's been
more information, please, on this room.
It's just quite an off. You just seem to take the news very well, and it's been causing some strange things to happen. People who enter the room that came to come out completely changed.
Changed? How?
Well, for example, someone entered the room yesterday and came out convinced they were a superhero named Captain Bedspread.
Wow, that's ridiculous.
I know, but we can't ignore it. We have to keep an eye on it. We have to just keep that captain at the museum before his family did not sign a waiver. We cannot let them know about this until we put him back to normal.
Let's subdue this.
We put them all in the room.
Um, let's invite them all round for dinner. Put them in the room and lock the door.
Yes, that's a good plan.
Oh, but look who's here. There's a long line of visitors here today. I mean, we've never been more popular in our lives, including a man who is dressed as Captain Breadspread. Excuse me, young man.
Yes.
Yeah, excuse me, young man. Can I inquire into your getup?
I'm dressed as Captain Bedspread.
What does that mean?
He's a popular TikTok star.
The room that came to. We're in for a wild ride. But enough about that. Why don't we take a look through this magical looking glass and see how Xenakis and Derrida are doing? First of all, how's Derrida doing? Has he aged up yet?
No, he's still a baby. The cow's still nannying him. So, how's that going, Clara?
Well, he's quite a nice baby, actually. He's trying to deconstruct my teats, but he's doing in such a gentle way that I actually feel included in the discussion.
That's good. That's nice. It seems like you're raising him well.
But what about
3 thumbs up.
What about Xenakis? Well, can we look through the magical looking glass and see what he's up to?
Yes, let us.
Cabbage.
As the wee principality flourished under Ian's music, he sought out Onion to mend their strained relationship. However, Onion remained embittered by the events that had transpired. Despite Ian's effort to soothe him with his lyre's melody, the instrument, not the truth-telling opposite, Onion could not let go of his anger. With a sorrowful nod, Ian understood that some wounds ran deep, and they could not remake their friendship at the moment. He would not be good to him the night. Reluctantly, Onion decided to return to his Wisconsin museum, where he would seek solace and reflection amidst the relics of the past. Shut the window hen.
Brilliant. Have we got any art to have a look at and dissect this week?
We certainly do. Who is next? Another 3 high-quality ones coming your way.
Yes, please. First up, we have the Roswolf. Now, this is obviously Maggie Roswell after she'd done her Eastern European and Moldovan tour. They got in with some bad foxes, and eventually, through a plot twist, which I can no longer remember, became a kind of rabid wolf. But her arc's finished now, isn't it? Her story arc finished. Did she went to Los Angeles and something?
Yeah, I don't think we ever established why she became a wolf. I think she just did. I imagine this comic just carries on. We finished the main arc of the Roswolf, but the Roswolf still exists and still has journeys to adventure on, similarly to Maude Flanders. She's always doing something somewhere.
I've got a feeling that this maybe even explains how that wolf transformation happened in more detail and possibly the Moldovan countryside. What's the word when something happens because of other things?
Yeah, influence.
That might be fun though. A little. Is this a mini series then?
Yeah, the Moldovan miniseries, Moon.
Okay.
Yeah, I imagine that maybe it's just the early days of Roswell's change and how the foxes took her under their wing,
etc. But we'll never know because that story is done in it. Tuppence, a very cute Pokemon-esque anime manga style Tuppence, guided by the light, shook up like a douche.
Exactly. He looks cute, yeah. This is definitely pre-Derrida, but pre-Derrida is
becoming an hamster of pure light, no doubt.
This is when Tuppence belonged to a young Maude Goodman, or maybe even before that. Simple. This is probably the most simple comic in the collection. It's probably very shonery, very Beano. That it's just, like 1-page stories about him sinking ship.
Cute stories about just a hamster that's just kind of cute. We don't really know anything about Tuppence and his personality before or after he became a hamster of pure light, to be honest. We know very, very little.
Yes, maybe this sheds some more light on his characteristics and traits as a hamster or guinea pig, or both.
Of flesh and blood.
Yeah, I imagine this is just a sweet one. Probably not funny at all.
A squeak one. Just for kids, right? Just for the burns.
Yes.
And then finally, this is a fun one. Look at this. I would genuinely like to read this comic, Boner and the Kids, Legitimate Issues, in which Boner, what was Boner's real name? Conrad Boner Goodman, and he for some reason he's lost his shirt, and all 17 of his kids are just fighting in the background, and it's they all look a bit like Bart Simpson in various ways of mutation.
Yeah, they've all like sort of merged into one big fight ball. Probably all back there, aren't they? Still Nutmeg Goodman, Yara Goodman,
etc. Goodman,
yeah, Serena Goodman. They're all back there.
I think so.
Yeah, I like the design of Conrad Boner Goodman on this. It's kind of similar to what I drew for Conrad, but my version had pupils.
This guy's he's pemming and scamming to the extreme, isn't he?
He is. This is quite Richard Simmons.
It is a little bit Toddy Yoda.
Yeah, I imagine he's just the whole comic is him, like what we just said about when Todd's Night Terror ends, Rod begins. It's probably just a sequence of that. I imagine one of the kids is very, very difficult as well. Like he won't, it's allergic to the sun or something like that, where it's not just a case of get them all out the house and go. Allergic to water and the sun.
Allergic to nutrition.
Yes, Pandora Goodman, allergic to the sun. Yeah, no, this is one of the coolest ones so far, and it also would stick to the Simpson style, which is copyright, but that's fine. It's not real.
I don't think you can copyright style, can you?
Let's find out.
Let's find out the hard way.
You have to change like a slight thing, don't you? And that mangled mess of children in the background is different enough, I would say.
Oh, they've got nothing on us, these clowns.
No. Yeah, that's a
brilliant.
Good one. I enjoyed that the most, I think, so far.
I think those are fantastic. They're great. Tupac Shakur. Have you got any diaries that back there that we haven't looked at? Look at this. We're literally barreling through these parts of the show, and it still takes an hour.
Yes, that's true. I'd say this is going to wrap up to be our shortest one, I think.
Yes.
Just based on the fact that we're in content. We're up to content like 15 minutes in. That's crazy.
Oh, good Lord. It's crazy.
Week one's season 10, episode 1's Cold Open is like 17 minutes long.
Oh, I don't judge him. Don't judge him for it.
Me neither. Dear Diary.
Today's Flanders family reunion was nothing short of a Lovecraftian spectacle, with a twist that even old Howard Phillips Lovecraft couldn't have foreseen. It all started when Aunt Tatiana arrived fashionably late. This is the Flanders barbecue reunion family thing, by the way.
I know that.
Some of my lot came this time. Aunt Tatiana arrived fashionably late. Who else was there? All kinds of people were there. Eliza Turnbull, Portia Friggin, and Goodman the actor. No, he didn't come really, but I am related to him. Aunt Tatiana arrived fashionably late with her green-dyed cat, Mr. Whiskers. His pink bow tie, adorned with bizarre and eerily familiar symbols, seemed to pay homage to the half-brother of Cthulhu himself, the enigmatic Hastur. Conrad, Boner Goodman, ever the preacher, exclaimed, "By the unspeakable name of Hastur, Aunt Tatiana, have you invoked the red half-brother of Cthulhu through Mr. Whiskers?" The symbols on his bow tie reek of the yellow sign. Aunt Tatiana's face went pale, and she stammered, "Conrad Goodman, you stumbled upon the unknowable truth. Mr. Whiskers is the chosen vessel for Hastur's cryptic messages." Garrett, Conrad's twin brother, with an uncanny enthusiasm for the macabre, joined in, "But Aunt Tatiana, I've heard that green is the favourite colour of the king in yellow. Mr. Whiskers might just be his harbinger." Harbinger? Aunt Tatiana's gaze grew increasingly unsettled, and she muttered, "Where have I gone? I lost my page diary, bloody hell." And she muttered eldritch verses, her voice filled with a chilling, inhuman resonance. The atmosphere around us grew dense with foreboding, as if we were on the brink of awakening ancient cosmic terrors. We were in the kitchen, by the way, everyone else was just having a hoedown outside. I knew I had to intervene before we unwittingly called forth the dread Hastur himself. Aunt Tatiana, perhaps Mr. Whiskers would prefer a fish taco instead of attracting the attention of the half-brother of Cthulhu. Conrad, ever the peacemaker, in the oddest of ways, added, "And what do we dress Mr. Whiskers as a jovial jest of the yellow coat instead? He could be the fool of Hastur, spreading laughter in the madness. Come, Silky Nutmeg will help you. Pandora's locked in a cupboard away from the sun and water." Aunt Tatiana's incantation ceased, and she shifted her focus from the depths of the abyss to Mr. Whiskers, who now sported a jester's hat with tassels in a sickly yellow and a merry ruffle around his neck. The ominous symbols on his bow tie transformed into an intricate pattern of golden fish tacos. As the cosmic tension dissipated and the sun returned to the sky, Aunt Tatiana even managed to smile at Mr. Whiskers' absurd transformation. The bow tie, once a harbinger of dark secrets, has become a whimsical testament to Haster's unforeseen, taco-loving sense of humour. Today, our family experienced a Lovecraftian twist that turned into a comical tale of eldritch fashion and taco-worshipping jesters. It's a reminder that even in the most surreal of situations, we Goodman Flanders can find a way to make things uniquely and inexplicably our own. Just kidding, Tatiana didn't even come and she's not even got a cat. Bye, diary.
What? Sorry, that was just a noise.
Barely got any of that. It's me grovelly Pancho to amend this ferocious technical error. Boy, I sure hope somebody got fired for this blunder.
Dear Diary, today's Flanders family reunion was nothing short of a Lovecraftian spectacle, with a twist that even old Howard Phillips Lovecraft couldn't have foreseen. It all started when Aunt Tatiana arrived fashionably late, with her green-dyed cat, Mr. Whiskers. His pink Bodhi, adorned with bizarre and eerily familiar symbols, seemed to pay homage to the half-brother of Cthulhu himself, the enigmatic Haster, Conrad. Ever the provocateur exclaimed, by the unspeakable name of Haster, Aunt Tatiana, have you invoked the dread half-brother of Cthulhu through Mr. Whiskers? Those symbols on his Bodhi reek of the yellow sign. Aunt Tatiana's face went pale, and she stammered, Conrad Flanders, you've stumbled upon the unknowable truth. Mr. Whiskers is the chosen vessel for Haster's cryptic messages, Garrett. With an uncanny enthusiasm for the macabre, joined in, but Aunt Tatiana, I've heard that green is the favored color of the king in yellow. Mr. Whiskers might just be his harbinger. Aunt Tatiana's gaze grew increasingly unsettling, and she muttered eldritch verses, her voice filled with a chilling and human resonance. The atmosphere around us grew dense with foreboding, as if we were on the brink of awakening ancient, cosmic terrors. I know I had to intervene before we unwittingly called forth the dread Haster himself. Aunt Tatiana, perhaps Mr. Whiskers would prefer a fish taco instead of attracting the attention of the half-brother of Cthulhu, Conrad, ever the peacemaker in the oddest of ways. Added, and what if we dress Mr. Whiskers as a jovial jester of the Yellow Court instead? He could be the fool of Haster, spreading laughter in the madness. Aunt Tatiana's incantation ceased, and she shifted her focus from the depths of the abyss to Mr. Whiskers, who now sported a jester's hat with tassels and sickly yellow and a merry ruffle around his neck. The ominous symbols on his Bodhi transformed into an intricate pattern of golden fish tacos. As the cosmic tension dissipated and the sun returned to the sky, Aunt Tatiana even managed to smile at Mr. Whiskers' absurd transformation. The Bodhi, once a harbinger of dark secrets, had become a whimsical testament to Haster's unforeseen, taco-loving sense of humor. Today, our family experienced a Lovecraftian twist that turned into a comical tale of eldritch fashion and taco-worshipping jesters. It's a reminder that even in the most surreal of situations, we Flanders can find a way to make things uniquely and inexplicably our own. Yours in the enigmatic and quirky, Maude Flanders.
Oh, that was quite the reveal at the end. Taco eating jesters. I was like, I'm in for that ride. Half brothers. So what is this? Maud's just writing fiction now in her diary?
I don't think she was kidding. I think she's covering her own back.
Okay.
I think it happened and she's just telling us it didn't. I can certainly see this happening in the world of the Goodmans we've uncovered. I can see it happening just in the Flanders kitchen whilst there's songs and joy going on outside.
The goals are not what
they seem. Trying to stop her aunt from
summoning the brother of Cthulhu.
You think so you think like Neddie's in on this, or does he know about the kind of like the dark magic secrets of the Goodmans?
Yeah, but in that way of being sort of delusional. So he's sort of like how he sees the best in everybody and he will just ignore the red flags. He probably just thinks, oh, Maude's family's got quite a lot of characters in it.
Well, let's hope it
Best
doesn't
to
come
avoid them.
come back to haunt him.
Let's hope not. Let's hope Mr. Whiskers, the Cthulhu's half-brother summoning cat, is not just a one-off.
Let's hope he never appears again. What's that, Wet Panther?
I like it.
Yoda Todd. Should we finish with a song?
Yes.
There is night, they sleep in the Grand Canyon.
Pinbag Morg and Kisa.
I repeat, root tuggling his nuts.
Oh no, the peaport thing.
What it looks at woken sumps. The peaport thing gets night terror shoe.
Woken thumps. You gone, Todd.
Comically pinch. He is not asleep, TFG Todd.
God mauls the mailman.
Morning stings a wee see same sleepers.
TFG Todd is hodung nowies.
Kangadigly that can only near dree. Come and get it.
Jolt signal tap Ned. A hun rely run.
We never find out stretcher cop type helicopter.
Dumped by the car, quite the acne. Yoda Todd.
It's up to our wives, boo, Yoda Todd.
All friendship between men.
The end. The end.
Excellent.
Well, that was good. We achieved that in record time.
Someone at the door.
Ding dong. Can we come in? Who are you? I'm Phil the George. And I'm Clifford Still. And I'm Shagrat. Can we come in? No,
I'm
sorry.
Ziggy. Ziggy McFill Twist.
Sorry.
No.
There's no room at the inn. Slam.
You're fired. You didn't say action at the start.
And action.